Hi, and welcome to Toni Time. Well, we have a very special person here on Toni Time today, a dear friend of mine, Carol Graves. Carol, if any of you have been to Copy It, or you heard of Copy It in Biddeford on Elm Street, and you think she only does copies, she does more than copies, like over 30 things. For any of your marketing, your advertising, anything you want, you go to Carol. Carol, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Toni.
It's great to have you here finally.
It's nice to be here.
You're always working.
Always.
You're always working, and so now you have owned Copy It for how long?
It will be 16 years December 1st.
Wow.
But Copy It has been in existence for 30 years in October.
Oh my.
So we have big celebrations this year.
Oh yeah, you do. Now, you moved to a larger location right down the street on Elm Street.
We did. It has more convenient parking. It gives us better lighting. We're full of windows, and
Yeah.
it's just a very attractive space. And we have the front space and are very happy there. We are in Pate Plaza.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, compared to where you were, which was fine.
It served its purpose for many years.
Yeah, it did. But where you're at now, you're absolutely right. It's like you can breathe a
Yes.
bit. So what pulled you to this line of work? I mean, when you were in high school, or were you like...
I was a secretary for many years.
Okay.
When I was in high school, I studied all the office training type things, career office training, and all of that type of thing. Business school classes and that type of thing. So when the opportunity arose and took over this business from Paula, who now works for me, John, who used to work for her, works for me. So as the owner, I'm the newbie.
Right, you're the newbie.
But it's all things that I used to do in running an office. So as I go into this every day, I'm more of an extension of someone's office. In many essences, I have clients that come in and I email out their invoices, or I do different things for them that they don't have to hire a secretary for, because they only need it, an hour a week instead of, 40 hours a week. So, and it's just an easier way of doing business for them.
Well, that's great for the audience to know. Wow. So now, I mean, I'm sure you have a good client base.
We do. And I love my people.
Oh, I bet. I can tell.
It's like everybody comes home. I pride myself on knowing them. I know about their families. I know, things that, just people want to talk sometimes. And I have some elderly clients that come in, and it may be for one copy, but that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
One copy is one copy, and I check on them if they aren't in for a while. I like to know that everybody's okay, and when they do come in, I want to know what they were doing and, their travels and how the kids are, and it is more than just copies, as our tagline says.
Yeah. Because looking at your website, and when you talk about your employees, I don't see photos of John and Paula.
Oh, no. We don't do photos. There aren't even many photos of me. But the kids have photos. We have photos of Charlie and Linus and Lucy and Penelope and Clarice. And for those of you who don't know or haven't seen my website, it is our machines. Because all machines come with these silly numbers that mean absolutely nothing to me, but certainly mean something to their manufacturer. And when I need to use these machines and I'm there alone, it's always nice to have someone to talk to and to be able to call them by name.
So it can be Charlie or Lucy. Oh, Charlie, we're going to print right now. Mm-hmm. I got the biggest kick out of that.
Well, and it's also convenient for the three of us when we're there. Are you using, when we're all printing something, are you using this machine? And, a 4590 or Docu-12 or, all the older machines and all these numbers. And it's like, I can't even remember what any of them do. But if they have a name, and we have many retired names, so it's not like the name goes with anybody. Everybody gets a new name when they come in.
Well, I saw all the retired ones on the website.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I just love that. So tell me, for Copy It, I mean, the invoicing thing, might take you an hour a week to help somebody out. That's a great thing. But you also do event
Yes.
banners.
We do banners, we do posters, we do signs. If we don't do it, I have sources that do.
Okay.
So if you're looking for something and you can't find it, or you don't know where to go, come in and talk to me. I'm more than willing to try to help and do what I can, and I do try to give everybody the best pricing and the best ideas, because as much as everybody loves to see color on things, there are certain things that it's not really necessary to spend the extra money. So I try to work it out a different way, maybe putting it on colored paper to make it stand out rather than using a color toner, which is more expensive than black and white.
Wait, well, you did that for me. When I came in to print my book, to just get something down that I could see,
Right.
and the photos were in color, you said you don't want them in color. It's going to cost you more.
And it's not necessary.
It wasn't necessary because they came out beautiful
Yes.
in black and white.
And we do have very good machines. I
Yeah.
pride myself on making sure that our machines are up to date. And
You've got a treasure there. You really do.
I love what I do.
It shows, and that's why I wanted you on the show today, to let people know that they have such a treasure that perhaps, it's like when you're married too long and then you just kind of forget.
Yeah.
You get into a rut. Well, get out of your rut and go to Copy It. I mean, that's it. So tell me, are you from Biddeford originally, or?
No, I'm originally from upstate New York, the Saratoga area.
Are you?
I am. I moved out here when I was in my mid-20s.
Oh, my.
I got married. I had 3 kids, raised my kids as a single mom
Yeah.
while owning Copy It, and it was very special to me because I had some freedom. It's very hard when you're working and trying to raise kids and trying to be there for them, and I was very fortunate to be able to do what I needed to do to raise my kids, and now they're all off, and my youngest one is a junior in college, and my middle one just graduated, and my oldest lives in Florida. So they're all...
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's an awful lot. No, I mean, you're a very strong woman, Carol. And you're an entrepreneur. You definitely are. And I mean, you really set the tone for what you've created. Now, back in your mind when you decided to do this, was this like kind of a dream, or when Paula was ready? How did your mind work during that?
Well, when I first started, my ex-husband was involved. We bought it together. And I was kind of in the background. That didn't work so well.
No.
Because I like people and I like to be part of things, so I stepped up, and when things didn't work out in our marriage, then I bought him out of the business and stayed and brought the business back around to where I thought it should be, and everybody came back to work for me. So
I know.
It's so funny to have the previous owner, and such a blessing, because when I run into something that I question as a business owner and that type of thing, I can turn to her and say, what do you think? Yeah. So even though I own it, I still rely on them for their input on everything. I know that the decision is mine, but I don't go into anything lightly when it comes to that type of thing.
Well, she's a doll.
Oh, she's a gem.
She definitely is. And John.
Oh, John works his little tail off.
He works. I mean, I was watching him while you were printing out my book, and I'm sitting there, and I mean, he's just like talking, and he can multitask.
Sometimes, yes.
Well, when I was there, John was multitasking all over the place.
Actually, that's part of the big thing in there. You do have to multitask, because as you're working on something, and people can come in and think you're not doing anything because you're sitting at your desk.
Right.
And yet you have 3 jobs going, and then they're talking to you about something else. So everybody has to multitask there. It's one of those things. Sometimes I think I need roller skates, but
I'm sure. I mean, so now, what was an order that was a challenge? Your biggest and challenging order you received?
Well, that's an interesting question. I don't know that I can answer that. We go through a lot of different things, and no job is the same. So every job has its challenges. I'm not so sure that the jobs are the challenge as it is managing the aspect of what printers to have and what to utilize and how to get the best out of them in order to get the finished product for the client. As far as a job being difficult, I can't come up with one. You know, we kind of muster through everything, and there are three of us to put our heads together if there's something. We come up with a lot of different ideas on how to do things, and, you know, everybody has a different way of doing it. And, of course, mine is right.
Of course.
But I do put give my input when we're doing something.
Yeah.
And if their way works better for them, then that's fine as well. But
you're the final word.
only if I'm doing the job. If they're doing the job, it's up to them how to do it as long as it comes out correctly.
Yeah.
You know, that's just the way it is. But not that I really want anybody to stump me, but I can't think of a job that was that.
Because you get some pretty big jobs in there.
We do. We do a lot of blueprints, engineering copies and architectural copies for the building community in our area.
That's good to know.
We also laminate wide format for them. So it's just the aspect of knowing, like I said, the machines to have in order to get the wide format laminator. Doesn't get used every day, but boy, I'll tell you, when you take a plan out on a site and it's a foundation plan and it's pouring rain and it's laminated, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not getting ruined.
Right.
And when you do, we have customers that do the whole house plans, and then they just put them up in the house as they're building, and they don't get ruined because they're laminated. So, yes, it's an initial expense, but in the long run, it's not, because you're not redoing the copies all the time, and you're not stuck without a copy because it's laminated.
Yeah.
Not that they're indestructible, but
no, but you're
they're
right.
less destructible.
They're less destructible. And then if you're on a building site, and you're right, if it's raining or damp,
or falls in the hole, and
makes a big difference.
Certainly does.
So, I mean, that's great for the audience to know. I mean, I'm sure with different companies, you have different challenges.
Of course.
You know, I mean, you know what? I never thought of a building company.
Oh, yeah, we deal with a lot of the contractors. Oh, many in the area.
Didn't even think of that.
Yeah. That's what Charlie's for.
Oh, Charlie. Go to the website, you'll meet Charlie. And then, of course, you have, like, events in different little towns that they want to put banners out.
Yep, we do banners. We do programs. We do brochures. We do rack cards. We do business cards. I feel like the UPS commercial where everybody wants to get away from the guy.
Yeah.
That's not who we are.
Yeah, I mean, I want you to list all this because it's so great to
and
hear.
It's coming that time of year. I do calendars with, personalized calendars with pictures of your family in each month. And they come out really nice. I've done them for my family for almost 20 years now that I've given them to my family with pictures of my kids who are not kids anymore, but we still try to get 12 months of
12
pictures.
months of photos in there.
Yes.
That's great. And Christmas cards?
Christmas cards, postcards, wedding invitations, graduation invitations, thank you notes. We do a lot of artwork.
Now, what do you mean by artwork?
When an artist comes in and they want something scanned and made digital, a piece of their artwork, we can do that as long as it's not on anything thick. If it's on a paper, we can do that. We can scan it. We can make posters out of it. We can make prints out of it, cards. There's just so many things. Photographs we can turn into cards, greeting cards, and that type of thing.
I didn't even know all this. This is great to know.
Yeah, we do. Like I said, it's more than just copies. And my son came up with that back when we first started, and that's been my tagline ever since.
It's a great tagline.
Yeah.
Great tagline. So now and I know you have customers who have been with you for years.
For 30 years, we have customers that have been there from the beginning.
Biddeford Pool, I do know in Biddeford Pool, there's events, and I know they come in to you and get copies made. And Mona Jerome.
Yes, I've been working with Mona for a long time. I think I've been adopted into that family.
I think so. I think so. Did you go to her powwow?
I did not. We had a graduation that weekend for my son in college, so
Okay.
I was out of town.
I went to the powwow to support Mona,
Of course.
and it was great as always.
She's a marvelous lady.
Isn't
They
she
do
amazing?
such wonderful work with the animals.
Oh my God! And we did that event for her a year ago
At the Nonantum.
at the Nonantum, and Carol was a big help to me on that one because I took the camera from the studio and I went there, and we were there a couple hours.
Yes, we were.
So, but
Yeah,
no,
they're going to have a dance too in February. They do a dance at the Eagles, and it's lots of fun.
I didn't know that.
They do. It's an
Who
awesome
does
night
the
out.
dance?
The Ever After Mustang. It is one of their fundraisers.
I didn't know that.
Well, I will let you know the details because
Let me know.
yeah, it was a great time. I think I had like 8 or 10 of my friends that joined us, and
I thought
we
you were
had
going to say I had 8 or 9 drinks.
oh yeah, maybe that too. And they have the prizes and that type of thing, and I won lots of stuff. And
Did you?
I
Are you one of
did.
those people?
No, never. It just was that night. It was like I just kind of fell into it. So it was a great night, and we all had fun and danced and
I
laughed.
didn't
And
even know she did that.
oh well,
you
I'm
have to let
gonna
me know.
work with her a little bit on that, hopefully, and get some more word out to people to be there because it's lots of fun.
It is. It is. Now tell me, at City Hall, do some of the people from City Hall come in for copies?
Yes, we have some of the planners come
Good.
that do that type of
The
thing.
planning board, probably.
Yes, Bacon Street Festival.
Yeah.
That night out.
Yeah.
Linda comes in, does
Oh,
a lot of
good,
work
yeah.
there. We do a lot of copying for her when it comes time for her grant stuff and that type of thing. So everything is individualized. There's I've always said no job is too big or too small. We will figure it out.
See, that's why I wanted you on the show today. I really keep repeating that only because I think people forget all that you do. And I was at City Hall because I videotaped the meetings, and I'm listening to people. I'm going, I got to call Carol. She's got to get on the show. That's it. And I just want people to know. I mean, I have at home a printer. I don't use it. I call you. I go into you.
Part of having a printer at home, the way that they work, if you don't use it all the time, the ink dries up. If the ink dries up, the printer head dries up, and you have issues.
Right.
So yeah, you can go out and spend $100 on a little cheap printer and then use it twice and never be able to use it again because it's all clogged up, and it's not worth spending the money to have it fixed.
Right.
A black and white copy, 10 cents.
Yeah. Exactly.
And people can say, oh, it's not even worth your time. Well, yeah, it is. It is. It's something that you need. I can provide it.
Yeah.
And if 110 cents come in a day, that's 110 cents. So, you know what I mean? Everyone, and I treat everyone the same.
I know you do.
I don't care if you're coming in with a job that is, on the high end of what we do, or if you're coming in for that single copy because you need to send it in to get your prescription or you need to
Right.
send it to your doctor. We do faxing, we do emailing, we can digitize anything for you. So, yeah.
I didn't even know that.
It's really hard to put out what we do because we just do. So if it's something, you can always call. We're a phone call away, and we almost always answer the phone. If we don't answer the phone, it's because I'm there alone and I had to step away from my desk. Leave a message. I will call back.
You do call back.
It's not always the first thing that I see is the blinking light on the answering machine, but I do eventually see it, and I do get back to everyone. So
You do. I know that. Even on email.
yeah.
So, okay, let's back up a bit. You also do emails.
Yes.
So who do you do them for?
Anybody that needs. If you have, say, a document that you have to send to someone,
Yeah,
but you have a hard copy,
yeah.
you don't want to mail 45 pages,
True.
so we can scan it, turn it into a PDF, and email it out for you. We can email it to you or to whomever you want it to go to, or both. It's just a little something.
Okay, now how popular today is faxing?
You would be very surprised because anything that has your personal information, such as your social security number
Yeah.
or credit card numbers or anything like that, should always be faxed. Because if it goes via email, then it's out in the cyber world. And according to the way that I have been taught and what the banks and that type of thing have said, it's always better to fax that type of information because it goes in a different fashion. It goes through a phone line, basically.
I didn't think of that either. All I pictured was, okay, that fax is coming in to either an office and somebody is standing there, and it might not be the person I'm sending it to.
Right, but we always have a cover sheet that's available to everyone. You fill out a cover sheet. I do not charge for the cover sheet as a page of the fax. And we'll fax it out. Penelope is very particular, though, when we fax. We cannot stand and watch her fax. She's very shy. You have to walk away, and then she faxes just fine. But if you stand and watch, it takes a little bit longer. Kind of like the pot. Kind of like the pot on the stove when you're waiting for it to boil.
Yeah.
She's shy.
Oh, Penelope. Oh, my. Well, they all have their own personalities.
Yes.
For sure. And you have made Copy It just such a valuable, fun, productive place.
Thank you.
And that comes from a lot of hard work.
Yeah, that's how I was brought up. Come from a big family. We all worked hard.
How big of a family?
There were 12 of us.
No, Carol.
Yes. 6 boys, 6 girls. And my mom and dad. Yeah. And I have to do this for a long time because my parents passed away at 92 and 97. So I will be making copies for a long time.
You've got good teeth.
I guess so.
Oh, my goodness. So, are you the middle child?
I'm the 11th.
You're the 11th, so you're kind of the baby.
I have one younger than me. I have a little sister. She's Downs. She's 51. And we're very fortunate that 11 of us are still surviving. My parents died about 5 years ago, 9 days apart. No. True love story.
Oh, broken heart.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yep.
12 children.
Yeah, they were crazy.
I'm sure it was.
It was a lot of fun.
Oh, I know.
It's funny, though, with a family that size. There were 3 different families. You had the first 5 and the second 5. And then you had me, because there's 5 years between me and the one that's older than me.
Oh, okay.
And then my little sister was born with Downs. So there was that kind of a whole separate little thing. So in a family of 12, I was kind of an only child.
Yeah, yeah, you were kind of in there.
But it's okay because it's it made me who I am, and I love people and I love to help people. So that's what our goal is at Copy It.
Now it all makes sense. Now it makes sense. The light bulb has gone on. Oh my goodness. So are they in Maine or upstate New York?
We're all in upstate New York. I have one sister in Vermont, and everybody else is still within a half hour of home.
That's the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
Even with my family in Indiana, none of the cousins really moved that far. Half hour from the parent.
Yep.
That's what they did. That's what they wanted to do.
Yep.
Wow. So since you're going to work until you're about 100.
Yeah, I'll be there anyway. I'm not sure how hard I'll work. Then I'll be teaching people how to make those copies.
You'll be teaching them, you'll be showing them. But I just, I can't thank you enough for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
And, You've got everything on your website listed that you do.
To the best of our abilities, yes.
Because I looked it over and I counted, and there were 30 things that you do, and then you have the and more.
Yep.
So go to Copy It website, look at all that they do. You've now met Carol. You might have known Carol before, or you went in and got one copy, but I want them to know how wonderful you are and your personality.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'm your big fan.
I do what I love, and I think that's important.
It shows. It does show. And I'm a groupie too. So Carol, thank you for being here so very much. This wasn't too bad, was it?
No, it was good.
Was it good? You look fabulous, darling.
Oh, thank you. I am a wreck.
You look great. And I mean, it wasn't that difficult. It's like being in the shop having coffee. Definitely. And I want to thank everybody for watching the show. Carol, you're going to come back again.
Sure.
Oh, before we sign off, now for Halloween and the holidays coming up, what is the biggest item?
We've already started Christmas cards. Yes, because people do their own, create their own. So they come in with their ideas, we put them together.
Okay.
So we've started Christmas cards. Calendars have always been big, not as big lately as they have been in past years, but everything goes in cycles. So Christmas letters, but again, like I said, it's not even October, and I've done Christmas cards already.
Okay, so listen, everybody. Start thinking about that. Go copy it, talk to Carol, or John,
Or Paula.
or Paula.
Everybody does the same thing there.
Great.
And we do memorial cards. We've done quite a few of those too as well. So there's anything that you need, you're better off to ask.
Yeah, yeah. Don't assume they don't do it. Ask. And Carol won't bite your head.
Nah.
Nah, not at all.
Not me.
So you're going to come back again.
Sure.
And I want to thank everybody for watching the show today. And I'm very honored, I'm very thrilled to have Carol on the show. Hi, John. Hi, Paula. She was great. Don't even worry about it. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.